So a white supremacist had his home, or his mother's home, raided, and they did a search through his house, and he was also taken away in handcuffs after the fact. Now, this guy's name is Jordan Jerub, I believe it is. So, he actually was the person who said that Nicholas Cruz was somebody who went through training with his group. That was the guy who did the killing in the Parkland school in Florida. Now, here's what this article says. It says Jordan Jerub was led away in handcuffs from his mother's Tallahassee home Wednesday after the FBI searched for evidence in connection with misinformation he gave regarding the shooter in last month's Parkland school massacre. So essentially, the raid was done to search to see whether or not there was actual, I guess, evidence for the claim that he made that he had connections with the Parkland shooter, Nicholas Cruz, or not. And then it goes on to say Gerald was arrested on charges of violation of probation by the Florida Department of Corrections Probation Office. He was on probation for a 2016 charge of extortion by threats, which he pleaded no contest to in December of that year. So he was, there was the raid done to basically, I guess, check for information to the claim that he made that he had connections with Nicholas Cruz, the shooter in the Parkland school. But he ended up getting arrested because of a violation of his probation that he was on. Now, this guy has a history, I guess, of going to jail and being arrested because he I guess, made some threats of violence towards some high staff member of Governor Rick Scott. Rick Scott is the governor of Florida. So he already has some history of this, and he just seems like a very mischievous dude. Seems like just kind of a, I guess you could say a white supremacist degenerate. But, this is something that's interesting. But this guy is, I would call this dude just a complete loser. And by the way, they found no connection between this dude and Nicholas Cruz. So basically, it was just an attention grab, a kind of grab for attention, people to watch, and, get his name up. So again, this dude's just a complete loser.